Hello and welcome back to Formless. Today we have a broad data discussion in conjunction with the topics of Web3. What do you think is the most valuable treasure out there right now? We personally believe that it has to be data. It's like a gold mine in cyberspace that's been sleeping for a long time. With the development of the internet, it gradually shows its light to the world. So, how is the value of data assigned? This starts with the underlying business model of the internet. Since the birth of Web2, the internet has embarked on a road of commercialization. Have you ever wondered why various websites and apps can be used for free? The revenue logic of Web2 service operators is that based on free services, the platform can attract a large amount of traffic. Advertisers would be willing to pay for advertising on the platform because of this traffic. However, for enterprises, the ROI of random advertising is extremely low, and they need more accurate user portraits to improve efficiency and user data such as internet habits, preferences, consumption habits, and the like. So, these have become rigid needs. And these platforms that provide free services have already collected massive amounts of user data. As a result, another business model that is on the dark web is data buying and selling. Have you ever encountered this kind of situation? After you register an account on an application for sharing, say rides, items, hotels, etc., you'll receive different house sales calls for countless days and nights, and this likely means that your phone and rental data has been shared and sold by the platform. Not only that, but in some gray areas, our more sensitive data is being packaged and sold, such as ID cards, home addresses, bank cards, and more. And on the dark web, you only need to pay a little bit of Bitcoin and you can receive tens of thousands or even hundreds of millions of user data. With the ever-expanding internet, massive amounts of data flood into the market. The amount of data is in the scale of hundreds of terabytes or even petabytes, and that has far exceeded the processing capabilities of traditional computing technologies and information systems. So, how do we identify valuable data? That is the real valuable research direction. In Web 2, our data is owned by the service provider, and by default, this is mainly because both the account and storage location are provided by the centralized service provider. Therefore, in order to regain the data, centralization problems in these places need to be resolved quickly. As a result, decentralized technologies such as DID and IPFS with privacy protection as the key have begun and are being developed rapidly. In the traditional internet, the sources of big data are usually divided into three types: platform-owned, collaborated and shared data, and purchased third-party data. No matter which source of data, the key is to have a centralized data provider. They make money by privately collecting user data, analyzing, sharing, and even selling it. For the internet, Web3 only helps individuals replace this data provider, and its business model can still be reused. Let's take the rental car industry as an example. When a user logs into various car rental software through decentralized ID, and uses it, the user's identity management tool will store a lot of valuable information, such as car selection preferences, consumption levels, action routes, driving habits, and so on. Car rental companies can obtain data authorization from users by purchasing these. If the user agrees, he only needs to provide the public key of the data to the rental company, and other data is still encrypted and cannot be opened. For users, this will also be a stable profit without loss. Firstly, it can be monetized through data. Secondly, privacy is still protected, and by providing data, it can also improve their experience when renting a car. So why not do it? But maybe you still have a little bit of a sense of doubt. How do you get the data required for the development of big data, but you only buy it from users one by one? As a result, data monetization is not only inefficient, but also prone to confusing users. Whether it is on the off-chain traditional internet or on-chain decentralized platforms, how to improve a person's identity information is true and valid. We believe that some single-point information can reflect the credibility of identity to a certain extent, such as nationality, educational background, and so on. Therefore, it is necessary to verify the identity based on these single points of information in daily use. This can be done by uploading an ID card, filling in a mobile phone verification code, and other specific methods. Then, in Web3, networks with strong anonymous properties, the proof of mechanism of decentralized identity, is not as complicated as imagined. Its logic is mainly to integrate trusted data through a series of technical means, and some of these trusted data come from offline organizations, governments, and other authoritative institutions. And the other part is left by integrating and using decentralized facilities, which is enough to prove various on-chain trust data of identity, such as interaction records on Ethereum, to construct a cryptographic trust package. The entry point to Web3 and the metaverse is identity. There's no denying that. Due to the decentralization and anonymity of the network, a secure, anonymous, and autonomous identity will become a necessary mechanism. Not only is this good for identity management, but also identity-related, privacy-related data, such as digital assets, credit scores, on-chain behavior, and more. Users, applications, and even organizations like DAOs can use the DID framework as the underlying protocol to manage information on the decentralized network. In the future, DID should be a kind of product, which can become a login account system. And this can be used for verification and can also be used as the basis for credit scoring, and of course can also become an NFT. Regardless of the above types mentioned, DID will be integrated into various applications in the next stage and become an important part of protecting user identity, data, and even network security. We can foresee that there will always be a balance in the future that not only can meet the data needs of internet companies, but also protect user privacy. By then, the battle for data will come to an end, and the internet will also open up a win-win situation for companies and individuals. That is going to do it for today's video. Please remember to like, comment, and follow us on our socials because we plan to make more videos like these in the future.